Ladies and gentlemen, gamers and game haters, welcome to the fantastical world of controversial video games, where pixels collide, controllers rage, and parental advisory labels get more action than a soap opera. Strap in because we're about to embark on a rollercoaster ride to the annals of digital infamy, where the only thing more volatile than the gameplay is the comment section. I'm Professor Retro, and this is 10 controversial games. Coming in at number 10 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Now, why would one of the biggest game franchises in history have a game listed as controversial? Well, let's just say Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has a level in the game where you play as an undercover CIA agent who has to win the trust of some Russian terrorists by gunning down civilians. The level was so bad that in order to avoid the censors in Japan and Germany, developer Infamy made it that if you kill a civilian, you instantly failed the mission. In Russia, the level was completely removed from the game. However, for the rest of us in the States, you were given the option to not see offensive content in the game. Coming in at number 9 is every Leisure Suit Larry game in existence. The number 9 spot is a series of games made by the once great developer games like King's Quest. Leisure Suit Larry was one of their truly adult games. You played Leisure Suit Larry, a loser trying to score more than Beavis and Butthead. However, since the first game came out, and then many more sequels, some say the game treats women as sex objects you try to obtain. Number 8, Manhunt. I talked about this game in my 3-part series of banned games. I'll have a link to a playlist to those in the comments. Anyway, to briefly explain this one, you play a guy who just wants to kill everyone you see in some of the most violent ways imaginable. Coming in at number 7 is Duke Nukem Forever. This is one of the worst games in the Duke Nukem 3D series. However, this game suffers the same sin that Leisure Suit Larry does, treating women as sex objects. I guess he was out of chewing gum and wanted to find a woman instead. Coming in at number 6 is GTA San Andreas. I talked about the GTA series being banned with some places in my banned game series. However, San Andreas is considered controversial for a mini-game that only hackers can find. The infamous Hot Coffee mod is well known for one of the most controversial content in the game, but fear not parents, the only way kids can get to it is if they know how to mod the game itself. Coming in at number 5 is Mortal Kombat. Here's a game that spawned those creations, those neat little ratings on video games known as the ESRB rating. Mortal Kombat and its ultra-violent content caused senators in almost every state to hold hearings in games of similar nature and thus brought about the Entertainment Software Ratings Board. Coming in at number 4 is Bully. Yet another one from the creators of GTA is Bully. You play a kid whose main goal is to truly rule the school using violence and harassment to do so. Bully encourages you and rewards you for being a colossal dick. Coming in at number 3 is Night Trap. Here's another one of those games where senators felt they portrayed violence against women. In Night Trap, you have to try to protect a group of teenage girls from being killed. However, when it came up in a Senate hearing on violent games, Night Trap was misrepresented and thus became controversial. Coming in at number 2 is Death Race. If you remember the old movie of the same name, racers got points for mowing down anyone and everyone, then you know why Death Race, the game, became controversial, even though in the game the people were gremlins, but some felt the gremlins were thought to be people. So before we get to the number 1 spot, let's look at some honorable mentions. Resident Evil 5 became controversial from the start, because some felt the game was too racist against African Americans, saying it portrayed them as savages. Mass Effect 3 is considered controversial for having LGBT content in the game.
Not.
The Witcher 2 was controversial since you got rewarded with sex. Doom has been labeled controversial since it was released, for violence and demonic imagery in the game. However, to me, this is a case of people trying to ban the game, and thus it backfires because kids want to play it more. Kind of like a parent forbidding their teenager from dating the badass in school. Well folks, we've certainly navigated the choppy waters of controversy in the gaming world today, and I must say, it's been a wild ride. Well, folks, we've certainly navigated the choppy waters of controversy in the gaming world today, and I must say, it's been a wild ride. If this were a game, we'd have achieved the Master of Controversy achievement by now. Remember, controversy in gaming is like the one level of Mario where you keep falling down the same pit over and over again, frustrating yet strangely addictive. But hey, at least you're not actually losing lives. In the world of controversial game, it's all about pushing boundaries, questioning norms, and making players wonder, did they really just do that? It's the game equivalent of a plot twist that leaves your jaw on the floor. So whether you love them, hate them, or are just plain confused by them, remember that controversy keeps the gaming world spicy and ensures we never run out of things to argue about in the comment section. Until then, gamers, keep your controllers charged, your opinions fiery, and your sense of humor intact. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see a game about controversy itself. Until then, I'm Professor Richard, reminding you to mash that like button, ring the bell, and smash the subscribe button. And to game on and keep those pixels controversial.